Want to know how to invest inside your 401k or other company retirement plan? This video will show you how to choose your investments and how to review what you currently own if you're already invested to make sure that you're set up to reach your goals and to ensure you're not making costly mistakes. What's up? My name's Maggie Gomez and I drop videos every Friday teaching beginners how to invest and feel confident in their financial situation. I'm a certified financial planner and I've worked as a financial advisor for Morgan Stanley and Etrade. I eventually left to create Money with Maggie, where you can receive professional financial guidance regardless of your net worth. Take a look at my services in the link below and let's get started. When deciding how to invest, first determine when you'll retire and need the money. This can just be an estimate if you're really far from retirement, but use the age of 60 as a minimum since you'll most likely get penalized if you take your money out sooner. But you can plan for later too. The further you are from retirement, the more aggressive you can be in theory. And this is because you have both time and income on your side to recover from large market losses. If you're closer to retirement, you want to be more conservative with your investments since you have less time to recover from those losses. Second is to review your options. Each employer has its own list of what you can invest in. And when I first did this as a teller at a bank, this looked like another language. I had no clue what to do or what anything meant, so I'm gonna help you through this process. The super easy option is to choose a target date fund that lines up with when you plan to retire. Take a look at this video for help with target date funds and advice on costly mistakes people make when using them. The key with target date funds is to just get one that lines up with when you think you'll need the money. These are already diversified for you and they change over time to become more conservative the closer you get to retirement. The later the year the fund is, the more aggressive it will be starting out. If they don't offer a target date fund, or if you want to create your own portfolio, you'll need to choose from other options. Your choices are likely broken into different categories, and you can see large cap, mid cap, small, international, emerging markets, corporate, government bonds, and other categories as well. These each represent different types of investments like large, middle, or small size companies, international companies, loans to companies, real estate, and so on. There's no need to get multiple investments from each category because you're likely just doubling up on the same underlying investments. Choosing one from each category can be a strategy to diversify, but it also may be too many if you have a lot of categories to choose from. You can use this as a guide to help when deciding what percentages you should contribute to each category. I've linked it in the description below. Under each category, you'll be given a set of options. I look at each option and choose the one with the highest performance and the lowest fee. Here's how. All right, we're gonna use this for a quick example. I just plugged in some Fidelity funds here and you can see the different categories. So you might have a list like this from your employer plan. So I'll just show you how I would compare these. So from one category, I would take either all of them or just a few, but for this, I'll just show you two just to make it quick. So I'll just copy and paste this first one. And I'm going to go over to Google and just enter it there. And Google has this nice little chart that you could use. You click more down here and it'll pull up this larger area. So you can see this is the performance over 1 year time. Down here, there's a compare to button. Click that, go back to your options and then enter the next one. So this doesn't have to be too overwhelming. It will take a little bit of time. But what you do is then just paste this, hit enter, and each investment here is represented by a different color. So the first one is the blue, and the second one we entered is the yellow line. So just based on this, and I would actually do a 5-year time frame to kind of get a bigger picture of how this fund has done over time. And over a 5-year time frame, it looks like the yellow one has done better. And not only on the upside, but even as in this little dip here, you can see that the yellow wasn't down as much as the blue, even though they did very much work in sync. So a lot of these funds within a category are going to be very similar, like you see here, but sometimes one does a little bit better than the other. So just make it easy and pick that one. Oh, the other thing you want to look at is the fee, right? So yes, the yellow performs better. But now let's take a look at each one of the fees. For this one, you scroll down, you can see that the expense ratio is 0.63. Now we're going to go back and put that second one in there. Again, Now, in addition to choosing the one that performs the best, you also want to make sure that that one's fee isn't significantly higher, which would kind of offset the reason for choosing the higher performing one. But let's take a look at these. So we said the yellow one performed better, but let's look at what the fee of that one is. And actually, we have to look at that first one first. So this is the blue one. Since that's the one that we entered first, it does already show the expense ratio down here, 0.63, and you see that right here. So that means you're spending $63 for every $10,000 you have invested every year. Now let's look at that other one. And so I'm just going to put in that symbol that we had. So this was the one that actually did better. And the expense ratio is 0.39. So awesome. Now, this makes the decision really easy. If you did have a situation where, let's say this one did have a higher fee, you want to make sure that the performance justifies the higher fee. If it does, then it's okay to pay a little bit more for a better performance. But in this case, we're actually looking at index funds, I think. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense to pay more for an index fund because they should just track the index. But sometimes there's a little bit better performance for some reason. So yeah, I would go with the one that has the best performance and the lowest fee, but just judge if that fee is a bit higher and the performance is better, it could still be worth it. After determining which fund I want from each category, I would set the allocation percentage to that fund for your contribution. Usually the fund option will be listed on one side, and on the other side, it'll ask for a percentage to be entered. And for help understanding this, I would first think of a pie. The whole pie is all of your investments together like we saw in that chart earlier. And this question is asking, out of 100%, how much should go to this slice of the pie? A mistake would be to set the same percentage for each category. This can cause you to be too conservative or too aggressive, depending on how far you are from retirement. Following a guide like this one referenced below will help you set a good percentage for your life stage. If you already have an account that's invested, you might have the question of making this selection for both your current and or your future contributions. I was confused by this when I first saw this, but all it's asking is if you want to change how you're already invested to this new mix that you've created, or if you want to keep your current mix and make all the deposits that you're now putting in into this new allocation you just created. I would just change everything, meaning your current and your future elections. This prevents you from having way too many investments, and it keeps you in line with your risk profile that you determined earlier. Let me know in the comments below if this is helpful or if you have other retirement account questions that I can answer in a future video. Once you're invested, remember that you'll see fluctuations in the value of your account over time. Some days you'll make money, other days you'll lose money, but historically speaking, the market has more up days than down days. So remember that this money is for retirement, and if you keep investing consistently over time, then you'll have the benefit of buying in at all these different price points and benefiting from compounding growth over the long run. Now, since you're still here, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and give this video a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. And also, I have an intro to investing course coming up. You can join in the wait list below to be notified when it's launching. And you'll have access to my early bird pricing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.